What's up guys, it's Mike with Shallow Reefing coming back at you with another video, and today, as you can see, I got my step stool out. So that must mean one thing, I'm getting in the tank. Mostly like armpit deep, but I will be placing my corals today. So let's get started and I'll talk about coral placement and where I'm gonna be putting some of these corals. All right guys, so with all these corals, you can see I have LPS and a bunch of SPS and sticks. My plan is to do sticks all up here, all the higher end SPS. This is gonna be the real estate that I want. Through here, up here, across, and up there is gonna be where the Walt Disney is, which is currently on the sand bed right there. So that's where that's gonna be. Now my plan is to do probably either a Digi Island here, but this is kind of low, and I'm thinking more of like LPS down here, or possibly like some acans, so acans sprinkled in here. Have some area in the middle on the sand bed where, kind of like on my last tank, I had, there's Dory, hey Dory, you're looking good, where had some like of the frog spawn, octo spawn laying here. Here, I threw some corals in here because I'm acclimating them from upstairs, but here probably do like a Digi Island. Now I know that, oops, swing over, some of my Digis kind of like base out, so the ones that do base out, like the bubble gum, I'll probably give it more room, and hopefully it won't like overtake everything, but put the bubblegum Digi there and have the Digis coming all the way up this way. Here I'm thinking the Duncan looks good there. I mean it's big, so it looks good, but eventually I'm thinking I'm gonna get these like ceramic frag domes that you have, like, I'll show it to you when it comes in, it's on Amazon right now, but put some of my like octospawn on there, so it's like an octospawn little garden in the middle. So probably octospawn here, maybe in the back, move the Duncan to the front, and then probably over here where this is right there, move some of the corals to the back, do more of like LPS in the back, maybe put the toxic green frog spawn in the back with that dome on it, and just kind of see where it's at. Also probably some of these little merlettis that I have here and right there, move them, not that way, probably right front and center here because I really like them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these discs, but that is the plan. I plan on using, I mean, you can see where I put that Aqua Forest glue. Just, it's such an eyesore. I don't know if I'm gonna do that, but I do have some Ocean Wonders Coral like Epoxy, and I'm gonna start with that. So that is the plan. We'll see how it goes. Oh yeah, I do have that candy cane too. Ooh, oh man, this is gonna be hard to think where all this is gonna go. But I probably need to get this glued, or else this is not gonna look like a frag tank. It's gonna look like a, it's not gonna look like a reef tank, it's gonna look like a holding tank for a ton of frags. So I want it to look like a reef tank. Need to get this done before Thanksgiving. So let's get started and see how this turns out. All right, so you can see, got some extra thick super glue from gel super glue from BRS, got the Aqua Forest Poly Glue, and these Ocean Wonders Coral and Purple Reef Safe Epoxy. I actually really like these. They hold way better than that horrible, like, what is it? That little epoxy stick that you get. It's like that Instant Ocean looking one. It's just not very good. This is definitely way better, and I have two of those. So I'm gonna try to mix and match, see which one suits me best, and then we'll see how it works out. All right, so my plan is, because this power head is focusing right at that rock, and it's, you know, highest point in the tank, putting the Walt Disney up there. It's gonna get a lot of flow and a lot of light. On the back side, you can see I already put one, a Montipora back there. Plan on having the Montipora grow back this way. That way it doesn't impede anything in the tank forward. And I mean, I still get it. It's still in the tank. It'll still be growing. I'll kind of enjoy it from the back side. That's what she said. And probably put the Hollywood Stunner back there, and then I have an Idaho Grape eventually that needs to come out of quarantine and go in here. But that's the plan so far. And then, yeah, definitely this ledge over here, gonna be more of the LPS softies. Oh, yeah, I could probably put some softies there. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I like that rock. Definitely gonna probably put some Zoas there. All right, let's get started. So I have to say the Aqua Forest Poly Glue is horrible to work with underwater. If you ever want to use it out of water. I used all the Ocean Wonders and then I used some of this gel super glue. But overall, man, that was just horrible to use. I do not recommend it gets stuck to all your gloves too. So as you can see, I took the frag rack out and it is up here, drying out for a bit. But I have placed a bunch of corals in. And the one thing I've noticed with T5s is I am not getting that fluorescence. Even with the actinic, I'm still not getting it. This is like a little acro island over here. I mean, some of the colors had faded so much in this tank, and being in quarantine and not having their correct lighting, that I kind of forgot what some of them were. So I'll be honest, so I'll be interested to see how these turn out and color up. Pretty much, I have a little hammer section going here. The frog spawns back there. Trying to do some SPS come up the rock, the Jedi mind trick. Sweeping over, got the fast growers in the middle with the scripts and the bird of paradise. Coming up here, you got the stylo. Down here, you got some other corals. One of them, the green one right there that you can see, kind of bases out a little bit. So I'm hoping he'll base out and just cover the side of the rock wall. Over here, swinging down, you got the Digi Island. And there's a green Digi there, and that doesn't even look green anymore. It's faded so much. Some Micromusa right down in here. Granted, none of this is looking too good because the lights. Need to get some LEDs in the T5s. I like them, but they're just not so good for bringing out the fluorescence. I tried to put that Walt Disney up there so many different ways, and it just wasn't having it. So there we go, right there. That Walt Disney is just not, like, it's on a big frag disc. I mean, the colors are looking pretty good, but overall, let's see if I can take this off and see if I can, hold on one second. So maybe that looks a little bit better, but it still looks like it's not the best. But I had to put it kind of sideways because it's on a huge disc. I didn't want to cut it or anything. But overall, I'm planning on buying some higher end acros and putting them on this side because this has some nice real estate. And then I had to save some room for any of the zoas that I have coming up in the future because, you know, you always got some zoas. I broke off a bunch of the sticks right here, and I'm just gonna throw those back in the quarantine tank and keep these discs here. But eventually that's gonna be an octospawn garden. Hopefully, we'll see. And then there's some corals just tucked in different places everywhere. All right, so this is the full tank shot with all the corals in it. Now this process, shutting down the 10-gallon tank, moving all the stuff from the 10-gallon tank to the 20-gallon quarantine tank, and then having all the corals in this tank that were already quarantined and acclimated, placed in place or put in place, took me about, oh my gosh, like 4.5, 5 hours straight work. I mean, it's a lot of work to do this right. I mean, I could have thrown stuff around and, you know, not really cared about placement as much, but this took a long time, and hopefully it'll pay off with some really nice corals. That's the plan. I still have a relatively blank canvas on this side, which is good. So if any new corals come up, I'm going to be looking for more of the higher end SPS on the top, and then probably do some zoanthids on some of the rocks in the back left corner, maybe some in here, maybe on the front, but mostly trying to think of more LPS or maybe some Favi in the future. Duncan's looking good, have the little Duncan frag there. Got my LPS kind of area and my more of my stick garden at the top, not an acro island, but more the sticks, and they have lost a lot of color, but hopefully it'll start coming back. And then maybe get a little hammer section going over here, frog spawn section there, probably put zoanthids in here in the future. So I gotta wait for those to be in quarantine for a couple months and see how that goes. But let's see if I can get a good shot down tank like that. There we go, that's not too bad. So guys, that's it. I have finally put all the corals in. The hard part is done. Now it's gonna be the easy part, letting them all grow out, maybe getting a handful of corals here and there, place them where I want to, and let these things grow out. Let the corals do what they do naturally. So guys, if you like what you see here and you want to see more, click the subscribe button. And did you know that 80% of the people who watch my videos aren't subscribed? I'm trying to get to 1,000 subscribers before the end of the year. I'm gonna try to do it. We'll see how it's gonna go. But I appreciate all the love and support, all the likes, all the subscriptions, because it definitely helps build the channel, feed that algorithm, and promote shallow reefing. I'll catch you guys later.